Today I'll be reviewing Boruto episode 8, chapter 18. Man, I almost said episode, because I'm so used to the episodes by now. So this chapter was decent. It had a lot of setups and foreshadowing. And the end, has me really looking forward to the next episode. But you kind of get uninterested after 2 weeks. You kind of just forget about the Boruto manga until somebody's like, hey, the new chapter's out. Then you're like, oh, it's time to read the new chapter. So I really wish it was weekly or even like bi-weekly every other week. So that would be nice. Anyway, so Boruto and the others arrive at the research lab where they meet where they were taking Katsuki, and as soon as they get there, they meet Sumire, the girl with the purple hair, the one people thought was gonna be the next Hinata, and she's just working there as an assistant for him. And if you were ever wondering if the anime was gonna be canon to the manga, this 100% confirms it, which also means that if you were like a manga only reader, you're only missing out if you're not watching the anime, because they went out of their way to point out that she's from the Academy era in Boruto. We also get the reason why she wasn't in the tuning exams, and that's because she wanted to because she wanted to take up researching and work for Professor Katsuki. Then we're also introduced to his new assistant, Akira Inazuka, who's from the Inazuka clan, the one Kiba's from. This is the only reason I'd remember Kiba's name at this point, honestly. And she's working for him because she's really passionate about ninja tech. You can already tell based on her manga appearance alone, which probably says a lot, that she'll probably be a waifu character for some people, which I think is going to be funny. Anyways, then Boruto thinks it's time to go. He's like, I've had enough of this. I don't even like this guy. I'm still mad I failed the tuning exams and it was all his fault. And then he finds out that his real mission is actually starting now, because the class rep tells him that the mission is only just started. Because their real mission and purpose for going with Katsuki is actually so that they can test out ninja tools. And so the first thing they do is Boruto and Sarada battle. Well, Sarada battles Boruto and Mitsuki, and she gets to use ninja tech to test it out on them, I guess. And so their battle was going pretty good until Sarada decides to pull out the ninja tech and uses like a scroll that causes like a sound and light. So it causes sound and light to be distorted, messing with their senses. And Sarada got behind him and says, sorry boys, but I got this win. I don't know if Sarada could actually beat them even without the ninja tools, but it was cool to see how much he could do with the ninja tools, because that was enough to put the edge on them to win. Well, give her the edge to win. Mitsuki also points out that his infrared ray sensors that are installed in his body, along with his audio receptors, just stopped working. I'm like, Orochimaru really did put too much into him. Like, he's practically a machine. Later, we'll probably find out that Mitsuki is basically just Orochimaru's own type of ninja tech in a way. More like a ninja experiment come to life. I don't know. It's kind of strange that Orochimaru is like doing the Frankenstein type stuff, with Mitsuki bringing him to life. Anyways, Boruto just calls it playing dirty and says but then they decide to test other tools like gecko hands. So basically, they can use those to climb walls. But Boruto thinks that they're just underestimating Shinobi, since they can just use since ninja can just use chakra. But Mitsuki points out that it actually, with this, they don't have to use their chakra, and they don't have to get tired focusing on it. So it does have an advantage. Like for ninja tech, I can see this actually being an advantage, even though I prefer they stick to their regular jutsu. Because what happens if they run out of ninja tech in battle? They'll just be like, I don't know how to do anything else. Somebody pull out the ninja tech, and then they won't have any. So, like imagine like Minato, the one of the old Raikage or Lady Tsunade pulling out this, or Jiraiya. It just wouldn't seem right at all. Anyway, so Boruto actually tries the gecko arms, and it actually works, and he actually starts enjoying it. Then he tries a kite, and he was having fun until he crashed. So Sumire heals him up. So it looks like she may actually still have a thing for him in the manga too. I'm not sure if they're actually gonna push that in the manga. They've kind of pushed it a little bit in the anime, but you can't really say that for sure. There really isn't enough evidence to back up their ship. Anyway, she heals him with a spray that uses the person's natural healing abilities to heal them up. That's also something about ninja tech I think would be useful. And then Boruto asks Sumire if he actually trusts him, and she says that she trusts him and respects him. So that kind of gave Boruto a bit of a different perspective on Katsuki because Sumire trusts him, not to mention the girl from the Inazuka clan trusts him. So I guess Boruto's kind of thinking maybe he's actually trustworthy. And so it's giving us a different perspective on Katsuki. That's something this chapter did. Because afterwards, Boruto meets like this dog that he apparently knew. So if we get like a filler episode where Boruto's meeting this dog and we're like, oh, what's the point of this? It's probably going to be this dog because he already knew the dog at this point in the manga. So we'll probably see it in the anime soon. So the dog ends up having, well, the dog has like a prosthetic leg or a fake leg, I would say. And it turns out that Katsuki gave it to him and it used to be a ninja dog for the Inazuka clan. And the girl even goes out of her way to say something that gives us even more of a perspective on who Katsuki is. I'll quote exactly what she said. So she said, people without strength or power, people who have lost something precious to them, the light of hope that can return the smiles to their faces, I believe that's what science is. So that's what Katsuki thinks of science. So in the beginning, when he appeared in Boruto the movie, he seemed like he only cared about fulfilling his own ambition or like making his like ninja tech famous. But in actuality, this chapter shows that he actually cares. He actually thinks science will help people like advance and do great things. So that's pretty cool to see that it's not he's not only thinking about himself, even though he did kind of seem like that in the beginning, and people were probably tired of him and sick of him and like, oh, this guy's annoying. He caused Boruto to fail the tuning exams. But it seems like he actually does care about people and he thinks science is the way to go. Then he walks in and gives Boruto this like handlebar. Handlebar. I don't know what the bottom part of a sword is called. I actually was trying to remember this yesterday. Anyway, so he gives it to him. It turns out it's a chakra saber that uses power based on the person's chakra. But he says it has a problem, and that's that it kind of consumes energy, which makes sense because it's a sword made of chakra. And then Boruto says that the prosthetic arm of his dad it's the hand that will protect the village and everyone, and that's why he wants him to make sure he keeps doing everything here because it's all great. So it looks like Boruto actually appreciates what he does by the end of this chapter, and Katsuki says, "Of course I will." And you would think the chapter ends there, and that's usually how this goes. You think the chapter ends, but in actuality it doesn't, because something more serious happens at the end of every chapter. And this time, Naruto calls Boruto in regards to Konohamaru, who he sent on a mission, and he hasn't returned like since. And he's like, so if two ninja who made it up to Jonin haven't returned from a mission and haven't found a way to contact them, so he has no idea what's going on with them, and he thinks that it may have something to do with the Kara. So he's decided that he's gonna send Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki. And even Shikamaru points out that the fact that he's leaving it to them, he knows that Boruto, Sarada, and Mitsuki could probably get the mission done, because he trusts in their strength. He also says that he also finds it like strange that how could someone out there like have an airship fly over their village and go undetected. Not to mention, none of the four great nations know about how this airship was built. So it seems like we know for a fact that it's the Kara based on what we've seen, and so they're starting to wonder how did they get enough money to manufacture their own airship privately. And Chikamaru says that's who their enemy is. So it looks like they're actually starting to catch on to what's going on, and they're gonna. I guess I'm wondering if Naruto at one point is gonna go after them. Maybe Sai. He really should have sent Sai. Hopefully Boruto doesn't encounter any of them. I'm not sure if I believe it's Ao who's gonna go after Konohamaru, based on what we've seen so far. But we haven't really seen Konohamaru since we've seen like that shadow figure go after him, and I'm not sure if that takes place before or after we see Ao on the train talking to the guy from the Kara. So I don't know what order this is happening in, which is kind of making this confusing. I'm really hoping Konohamaru doesn't die. Because in case you didn't notice, I want Konohamaru to be the next Hokage. Like, he's like the small Naruto, basically. I even made him like my icon photo for the channel because I have faith in him that he'll become the 8th Hokage. And Sarada can be the 9th, but she'll most likely be the 10th, based on how the order of things go in the Hidden Leaf for who becomes a Kage. Anyways, let me know what you guys thought about this chapter in the comment section below. Thanks for watching, and bye.